ignorant in various things. Lloyd, I accept. We're ignorant of many things in this universe. But in your approach, it is very well possible, even the probability may be less, that you could be a potato.
Yeah, way possible. But we can't even define what a potato is.
And it could also be possible.
It
could also be possible that you don't exist.
Yeah, could definitely be possible.
Right.
We don't know what is possible unless we know absolutely everything based on the universe, which we don't.
Yeah.
We don't even know 1%. So we can't go around saying, oh, because we're humans, we know everything. There could be aliens right now, but we can't.
You could be an alien too, right?
Well, I think I would know.
How would you know? Because you don't know everything.
Because aliens would
you could be
on
programmed.
the next level to humans.
You could be programmed. An alien that is programmed to think he's like a human.
There's a possibility of that, but then there's no way for you to even prove that.
No, there's no way for you to. There's no way for you to disprove that, right?
Yeah, and for you to
so
prove it.
That means there's a possibility you could be a programmed alien.
Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, that means for you, you could be anything. Everything could be anything. There's nothing that you can have a concrete understanding of reality. In fact, all of this could be an illusion.
Yes,
you could be having a discussion in your dream right now.
Yes, but to get through life, you need human logic because you live amongst humans. So you need to use.
But you may not be living. You could be.
So using human logic, if you said I was a potato,
no, logic. Why would you even use human logic? Because if you're an alien, why are you restricting yourself to a human logic? That's already a problem.
That's only based on me saying that I'm an alien. I've never said I was.
But how do you know you're not?
I don't.
Exactly.
I'm only going to make an assumption. That's why I'm saying.
No, why are you making an assumption that you're not an alien?
Based on what we know as humans, we have to make assumptions.
No. Based on what you think you know. Based on what we think we know. Right.
No, based on what we've been
all of these humans, it could be just an illusion because you could be a brain in a jar having this illusion.
Yep.
And you think the people have decided in terms of the definitions of what is alien, what is a potato, what is a man, and so on.
You said decided. That means if you're able to decide, that means you know more than
I'm saying
we actually know, which isn't the case.
You could.
So you can't decide.
It is all possible that you are actually a brain in a jar somewhere in a distant galaxy, and you're having this illusion.
Based on your imagination.
No,
but my imagination might be different.
But is it possible?
We could both be wrong or both be right.
But is it possible? It could be right.
It's possible. All things are possible.
So that means
based on the universe.
Your particular radical skepticism is a belief system that you know that you don't agree with.
It can't be a belief system if I'm being skeptic, because you need
No.
You need to be.
Do you really believe you're an alien? Do you believe you're an alien?
I don't know. You can't.
But do you believe you're an alien?
I assumed I'm not, based on human logic.
Yeah. So you have a belief, which is then gives you this assumption that you are not an alien. So you've taken a set of belief systems. You've taken some sort of beliefs, which is true to you based on your assumptions.
Because I can't 100% prove it, so it's not belief.
Who said belief has to be all based on evidence?
But if you're
some people can believe. You can believe that you're the king of England without any evidence.
No, but every king that knows is a king has evidence to believe they're a king.
You can believe without any evidence. You can be deluded, for example, to believe. So you don't need an evidence for it.
Put in a mental hole. But that's based on human logic.
No. The discussion we're having is, you could have this position that you have, but we see that in reality, look, you're wearing glasses, and you know that these are not turtles in your eyes.
How do I know that?
Oh, you don't know. It could be turtles. When you went to the shop and bought this, you might be thinking, are these turtles or are these sunglasses which are very expensive and very give me the shades?
It depends what lens you're using, because if you're using a human lens, then I would totally
the thing that you have on your hand, which we call a watch, it could be a dragon, right?
But we call it a watch, so it doesn't matter if it's a dragon.
But do you consider? Do you have some kind of acceptability, belief system, or something which is true to you that this is a watch and not a dragon?
I have to get by life because I'm human too, and I want to be able to get through life being a human. So I have to say to myself, this is a watch.
Even though it may not be a watch. So you have, Lloyd, we're getting somewhere.
So we're talking about definitions of things. And
conceptual understanding of things, not just
definitions.
But we're defining, like you're saying that could be a dragon, but we have an understanding based on our description of what a dragon is,
Correct.
what a turtle is, what a watch is, and by the descriptions we collective somewhat understand. And by the way, my definition of what a watch is might be different from yours. My watch might say...
What is that to you?
So, but check this out. So, like, one person might assume a watch always has two...
In your definition, when I point this to you, if you haven't seen this ever before in your life, but if I told you it gives you time, it's a timekeeper, and it has a few other functions there because it's a smartwatch. It could be iWatch for made by Apple, but something else, right? Then eventually you're building up a conceptual understanding of what that thing is. I am not interested in linguistic definition in one language, but conceptually what this is all about. You can call that a dragon, and yet what you mean by a dragon is a watch. That's what I'm referring to. When I say a dragon, I mean...
But you're using human logic again.
So am I going to use...
Because you said time, assuming that his definition of time is the same.
So you're asking me to use a monkey logic when I'm not a monkey. I can only use human logic because I'm human.
And that's exactly
Why are you?
exactly what I said, because I wouldn't get my life. I don't want to live on a tree.
Precisely.
I would live in a nice
So,
house.
Lloyd, so we've come to the understanding that to get on in your life, you have set up some principles.
Yes.
That you will accept them and you live your life accordingly.
As a
So,
human.
for example, you would not go up the tallest building up there and then jump thinking that it's actually not empty space there.
Based on human limitations and logic.
Exactly, but you would not jump because
Yeah,
you
based
know
on human.
that when you
But if I was a bird,
you know
know
that
I'm
you
a
are not a
bird, I would
bird
never
or a
fly
dragon,
unless
right?
someone tells me.
Exactly. So in your everyday living, you have set up certain limitations of
No,
what
I
is
haven't
acceptable
set
to
up.
you.
It's been set up for me.
And you accept it?
In order to survive, I
Fine.
need to follow the steps as a human being.
Good.
Human logic.
So take that
human
now,
education.
now extend that. Is it possible that nothing existed at one point and then something came from it?
All things are possible. And the reason why I say that is based on human logic.
Human logic tells us it's not possible.
We as humans, right, have no right to define what the universe has defined for us.
Okay.
Because we're nowhere near the size of a universe.
Okay.
So how can we say, oh, humans, this is our way, so listen to us, but we've never been to Mars, we've never been to Jupiter, there's different places of the galaxies that we've never even seen, can't comprehend, but we're now going to come and say, oh, listen to us, because human logic makes sense, it's arrogant. So
This human
it's
logic-
good to use human logic to get by in
But
life
this human
because
logic-
we're on Earth, but you
Are we
can't
going to use the human
assume
logic?
that human logic is all correct.
Are we going to
It
use this
makes no
human logic?
sense.
According to human logic, nothing which has no existence of its own, which has no energy particles, quanta, or fluctuations, it cannot make something, according to human logic.
According to human logic.
According to, and you said according to human logic, let's go by human logic.
We have to go by human logic. You're going by human logic now.
That's what we want to have a common ground now. No, that's what I want to ascertain. So you accept human logic. According to human logic,
I think I am anyway.
very good. According to Lloyd, according to human logic, there cannot be a time in the distant past there was absolute nothingness. Do you agree?
That there cannot be a time before human logic.
No. According to human logic,
Yeah.
there could not be in our past of our existence, of our reality here, that there was absolute nothing at one point.
No, but some people that are humans believe there was.
According to human logic, I'm saying.
No,
I'm not
but
talking
there's-
to people
but
who are
they're humans.
deluded.
You're changing his human logic. His human logic, the way he described is that anything is
Tell me about
because
logic
we don't
then.
have all the information.
Okay.
But human logic.
What is the foundation of logic?
Applies to every single person.
Tell me about
who has
logic.
different perspective.
Tell me
on
about
what they
logic.
believe.
Fine.
You
So-
can't say.
so we
no,
come to a
no,
point-
Wrong. Like,
Lloyd,
you can't do that.
The crux of our understanding, the discussion is about logic. What is logic to you?
No, I said human logic.
Sure. What is
Not
human
logic.
logic to you?
What's human logic to me? What works for me? What makes sense?
No, what does it mean, logic? What does the word logic conceptually mean?
A logical sequence, something that's in order that seems to provide the result that you're looking for. So you go step by step and you come with the answer and you're able to predict the answer based on the logical steps you've used. So that's human logic.
Fine.
But there might
Do you
be
accept
more
that?
logics
Do you
that
accept
we're
at least
not
that?
ready for.
Do you accept that at least? This is the logic.
Based on my perspective, but you would have to ask every single person
No.
there what their logic is, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the same.
So you're saying, according to human logic, someone might say, you know what, I exist, and someone might say that I don't exist, and logically speaking. Is that what you're saying?
Precisely. Because there's too many humans on the planet. So how the hell are we going to
perhaps we need to rediscuss what logic is and rediscuss what human is. Because human logic is not something like that. You come with a set of principles that everyone's going to disagree with. Because when we have logical structure to something, language that we speak, so far you've been speaking in English language with a particular logical structure to that language. You're using English grammar. You're using English grammar. You're not using Arabic grammar, for example. Please, you're not using the grammatical principles in that language you're speaking in English from, say, Hindi or Arabic. You're not. You're using English grammar in which it tells you that I am, not I is. Using those principles. So the fact that you're talking about human logic, human beings have decided what are the logic and the parameters of logic, what is acceptable, what is not. You are saying there is no agreement. But that's where you're wrong, my friend. I have to tell you bluntly. But we have agreed. If you study logic in any school, university, college, any courses, they will tell you there are logical structures of conversation of our arguments. How this follows. So, for example, if you have this, you have premise, conclusion, and so on. It's not conclusion and then premise. There is a logical structure to it, and they all agree. If we are going to be logical, we're going to take that approach. You, for some reason, don't even know that there is an agreement.
Well, I do, because I'm using human logic.
He's correct, though, because...
How is he correct?
Like, let's say we wanted to bake a cake. What is the order of things that we need to do in order to bake a cake? You can use several different tools to bake a cake. You can order things differently inside the pan, and both methods, if you're doing two different methods, may result in a cake. But the logic is the path is different, and I'm making that as a metaphor to logic. But they both result in the same thing. So that's what he's saying. He's saying, like, for example, if we both wanted to make a cake, him and I, we might both take it in different approaches.
But his approach is, if you take this approach, there will be no result.
But how do you know there will be no result?
His approach is there will be no result.
But how?
One thing that I kind of want.
That's what you're saying. Someone will disagree. Someone will say, yes, I exist and I don't exist.
But it doesn't matter if they disagree.
Do you accept?
They're allowed to disagree.
Let's settle this. Let's settle this properly. Do you accept the principle of non-contradiction?
Of non-contradiction.
What is the principle?
Yeah, explain that.
You talk about human logic. Let's delve with it a bit further. If you don't know, I can explain to you. When we say about principle of non-contradiction, we are saying two things which are mutually exclusive cannot be true at the same time.
I mean, how would we even know? Because again, we're only bound by human logic.
Human logic is what the logicians agreed to. There is something called the principle of non-contradiction.
Yeah, but human logic doesn't define the universe.
No,
so we can only assume.
I'm talking about the principle of non-contradiction.
Based on human logic. Again,
if you go and based on human logic, they've agreed to that principle, and you're saying no, they haven't.
No, I haven't said that. I said if they've. I'm saying that the most important people in the world who have decided to agree with it have obviously published it, and it's now become a study. So whoever wants to study it can now agree with it. Whoever doesn't want to study can study something else. There will still be different.
Let me give you an example. Can there be a triangular square anywhere in our cosmos?
But I haven't been to the cosmos.
According to you, no. According to
you,
hang on. According to you, it's possible, right?
But I haven't been there.
Can there be a married bachelor in our planet Earth? A married bachelor.
But that's human logic again.
Yes,
so
according to human logic.
Go back to Earth and talk about
according to human logic.
Things, I'm happy to do it, and we might agree.
Lloyd,
if we're talking about the universe.
According to human logic, can there be a married bachelor?
Say again.
Can we have a married bachelor?
According to human logic, no.
Why not?
Because human logic says no.
No, I explain to me. Why not?
Because based on human logic, based on someone who did the study, they said,
consider
a bachelor.
Okay. Oh, so if you exist, you don't not exist.
Based on human logic.
So based on human logic, if you exist, you don't not exist. Yeah.
But if
Or the opposite is
But if you take a journey
rejected.
outside the spectrum of being human, which you can't do because you're human and all you're going to know is human, you were raised to see human, you were taught to be
so you
human.
there could be a married bachelor
And
then.
everything every knowledge that you have was learned
Got
from
you then.
humans.
So if we don't use you can have a married bachelor. Is that what you're saying?
If you don't use human logic, then you can think to yourself, okay, there's
So there can be a married
more
bachelor.
than us.
So there can be a married bachelor if you don't use human logic.
I wouldn't know that, but maybe you need to
can,
ask
because-
some.
Look, first, married and bachelor are two concepts which human beings created. What about married or bachelor translates into the physical world? Because if there was no language, if there was no English, no Portuguese, no Spanish.
Concepts.
Exactly.
You can forget language.
Yeah.
Just concept. Don't,
Yeah, but
you're
concepts
considering
range
too much of the definitions.
Hear me out.
Concepts. Conceptually, two
Concepts
things which are
create
contradictory, mutually exclusive. You're saying it's
Yeah,
Anything's
because
possible.
from that perspective, neither bachelor nor married exist. Because there's no physical thing that makes something married or makes something bachelor.
so you could be, for example, in absolute sense of reality, someone who exists.
I don't know about that. That's not my.
But,
my
but what is reality?
So-
Human reality, based on your experiences, based
Yeah,
on being a
yeah.
human.
But-
you can only talk based on.
But you
being
may not
experienced.
exist.
Yeah.
You can't
But you
talk
may not
based
exist.
on every single thing that exists in the universe.
Yeah.
Because
So-
you can't do that.
So it's
you have
possible.
no right to say human
So when you
is right.
when you're
Like,
getting
you
married
can't
to
do
someone, when you're getting married to someone, it's possible that she doesn't exist at the same time when she's existing, right?
that. Not based on human logic.
So when you are saying when she says to you I love you, for example, actually she may not have said that at the same time. It could be something that you're imagining.
But it depends what lens you choose to use, and because I'm a human, I'm going to use
When
the
it comes to
human
when it comes to reality,
what is reality?
which food do you eat, which clothes do you wear, which job that you're going to go for, you seem to have left all of this and say, you know what, I go by that approach. But when it comes to talking about God, Creator, talking about afterlife, because that's the consequences of our discussion, you are radically skeptic because you know that if you don't apply what you apply in your everyday mundane life, you're going to have a problem. So the real consistency is of the one who is sincerely apply his life and apply those principles throughout every single investigation and
How do
inquiry.
you know this?
Do you go and live your life and apply the same sort of standards when it comes to religion, when it comes to God, when it comes to the Creator?
Of course. And why would I?
Okay.
Why would I
So
not?
so is it possible that it is possible in the distant past there could be absolute nothing and then we came into existence?
Based on human logic. Because,
Based on
like
human
I
logic?
said, you don't know everything. I don't know everything. So we cannot now start making grounds of human is the center of information.
Fine, got
in
you,
the
my friend.
universe.
So basically what you're saying is like this. If I have no money, no friends, no bank,
money.
thinking, listen. Imagine I have no friends, I have no banks, no money-making machines, nothing to money. But according to you, I can give you millions of pounds. You believe that?
But everything you've just said was created by man, wasn't
Wait,
created by God.
Lloyd, listen.
Everything, every word
Lloyd,
you just said,
listen.
the strike of the sentence,
Lloyd.
was not created by.
Listen.
It was
Think,
created by.
think.
It was, you were taught to. So. No.
Imagine I borrowed £1,000 from you. And
that
then,
sentence already
no.
is flawed.
Imagine, don't you have £1,000? Is that how broke you are?
But £1,000.
Do you have-
man,
do you have that amount of money?
You're talking about God, so you've
No, please.
Your whole argument went.
I am
all
going
the
to
way
establish
down.
something. Lloyd, let's
universe
assume
don't need money.
you have £1,000 and you're not that broke, right? You gave me that money I borrowed from you, okay? I borrowed from you. And then I'm telling you, I can't give that money to you because I don't have it. I can't work for it. I have no friends. I have no bank. I have no money-making machines. But you still think I can just pull it from thin air. I can give it to you. Is that what you think? If I say I have no money, you still believe I have money.
But why would I
Someone
think?
did that in the first place, didn't it?
But you can go.
The
get
money that he gave me, actually spent it, right?
But you can.
You
get
saw
more
it.
money.
You saw it. You saw it. But he believes the money that he lent me, I can give it back to him. Somehow I still have it.
But you can't
What would
use the word believe. No one that believes.
I am saying, my friend Lloyd here, in a situation like this, he would want his money back. he would not say.
But you're making up a situation.
I'm not making up a situation.
With.
I am saying
I didn't ask
when
you
the
for
reality hits, you'll become real.
it's
You
your
no longer
reality.
live.
It's
You'll
not mine.
no longer live in this bubble that you're living at the moment.
But it's your reality that you create in your head, and you want me to be a part of that
Okay.
reality.
Do you eat
that doesn't
cement?
make sense.
Do you
'cause
eat-
you don't owe me £1,000.
Do you eat soil?
You all of a sudden decided that I owe you £1,000, and you think that's reality?
Do you?
Reality. That's limitation based on you being human.
Do you eat
Yeah,
soil?
but I don't understand the example if we're talking about the universe.
Okay. Do you eat
it's
bricks?
Still limits. Like you can't
Lloyd,
break through
Lloyd.
because you can't comprehend more than what you already know.
Do you eat stones for your breakfast? Stones.
Stones?
Yeah.
No. You do. How does it taste?
Yeah. According to human logic, people can eat stones, right?
No, according to human logic, you don't eat
So I don't
stones.
understand that. According to, you see, you have sort of human logic in which you want everyone to have disagreements, agreements, and disagreements. You're missing the whole point. Either human logic.
No human on this planet doesn't eat stones.
Oh, I see.
Are you saying that?
So you're saying
No.
According
I'm
to
asking you a
human
question.
logic,
I
people
saw the
can-
deflection because you had the claim. So are you saying all humans on this planet don't eat stones?
Who
Is that
does?
what you're saying?
Who does?
So you're saying you don't know.
No,
So if you
I'm
don't
asking
know,
you, who does?
you can't make that
No,
statement.
who does?
But
According to you,
do you know?
some people do, yeah?
How do you know? Have you met every single person on this
Oh,
planet?
yes.
You've met every single person. on this
Because you
planet.
haven't,
How
there are
many
people
people
out there
have
who
you
eat stones.
He knows everything.
How
You know
many
what,
people
brother?
have you met?
Because you haven't seen them, there are people who eat stones.
You don't know this.
Exactly, isn't it? Because we don't know, there are people who eat arsenic.
There's so much about the planet that we don't even know.
Exactly.
So for you to now
Exactly, my
assume that
friend.
every human don't eat stones shows that you're still going based on your limitations. What you've been taught is what you're limited to, and that's why you're failing. Because if you can go past the things that you haven't been taught, then you can understand that I could actually be completely wrong about what you've just said.
But there are certain species who eat stones.
Certain,
Species.
I'm talking about human beings.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but they
Human
might be
beings.
human beings.
Yeah, according to you, human beings, might be human beings on planet Earth who eat arsenic, which is a poison. According to him, because I haven't seen them, they must do. It's possible.
A human.
Until you met everyone and asked everyone.
Yeah.
You haven't
So-
met everyone. You haven't been
Because you haven't met
everywhere,
everyone,
right? How are you
there might be
supposed to know
people out
this?
there who have
This is-
wings too,
this is
right?
ignorance at its finest. Because you
How do
need
we
to
know
be
that there
everywhere.
isn't?
Yeah, look, listen.
Ignorance at
This
its
is being very consistent. Because you haven't met every human being on planet Earth, there might be a human being who's got wings and flies.
Yes.
How do we know
How
that
do
we-
you
that there
know?
isn't?
Yeah, so
haven't
according
met
to
every
you,
single
I would guess
being.
no, but
You've only been
they could
Hyde
be.
Park.
Yeah,
You've only
exactly.
been Hyde Park.
Exactly,
You've been
exactly,
To the
exactly.
remote places of the world.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Exactly.
Don't make assumptions if you've got no proof.
Precisely. So according to you, because you haven't seen everything, everything is possible.
No, you haven't seen. But you're
Have
making the assumption that every human being in Hyde Park
Have
has
you?
the same thing.
Have you?
There could be someone right here, right now, that eats stones, but they're not going to tell you because you've shamed them.
Do you know what happens when you eat stones?
Do you know what happens?
Yeah, I do. Do you know?
Yeah. To me and you, because we seem quite similar, we probably have the same result.
So would
But
they
we're
be
not-
human
but-
beings or
but-
superhuman?
But there's
Don't eat stones.
So there are superhumans.
No, I'm asking you.
No,
If
because-
they stones and they survive, and they get the nutrients from the stones, are they human or superhuman?
But how am I supposed to know? I haven't met every human. You said you have. So
No,
tell me.
I haven't.
You said you met every single human.
When did I say
and-
that? Are you even listening?
But you said that if you eat stone,
I know what's going to
then
happen.
you get the same result. Or we all get the same result.
And what
How do
you're
you
saying?
know? You haven't met every single human.
So you're saying basically we can have people who eat, for example, all the poisons that we know of, acids and everything.
All the poisons that we know of. Already that's limitations because that means there might be more. How do you know there isn't more?
Think about it from this perspective.
So there could be human beings, when they drop themselves from tall skyscrapers, nothing will happen to them, right?
I mean, you said that.
No, I'm
didn't-
asking you.
I didn't came out my mouth.
Is it possible in your belief system
I don't have a
that there may
belief
be
system.
human
You have a
beings
belief system.
who, when they drop themselves off from 100 story building, nothing will happen to them.
But if they have wings, why would they fall on the floor? But you haven't met every single person, so you don't know if they have wings or not.
So even if they don't, even if they didn't have wings,
but how do you know? How many people have you met in your life?
So there are people out there who have wings.
Hundreds.
Okay, fine. So there are people who are out there who have wings, and they would not fall. Suppose they didn't have wings, and if they fall, according to you, they will still not be harmed, right?
But you're saying according to me as if I know everything. I don't know everything, and I'm not afraid to
so let me tell you something.
Saying you do. I'm challenging you. You can't say all these things.
Let me
if
assert.
You haven't met every single person.
Let me assert something.
You haven't been to Mars. You haven't been.
Let me assert something.
You don't even know how many galaxies are there. So how are you supposed to know all these things?
So according to you,
because of human logic, this egotistical perspective.
Egotistical.
Like, yes, because
I use something that is factual,
based
common
on
sense.
Human logic.
So
again,
what am I going to use?
Falls back to that.
What logic am I going to use?
Well, you can't use bird logic because you're not a bird.
So why are you faulting me for it then?
I'm not faulting you.
So
I'm
don't bring it again. You're using human logic because I can only use human logic.
But if you're using a hammer, I'm going to tell you you're using a hammer. Right now you're using human logic. You're using human logic. I'm just letting you know. But you cannot assume that that's the universe.
Yeah. So you're saying it is possible out there. There's a human being. If you put them into a machine that crushes even iron, even diamonds, more stronger than human beings. But according to my friend Lloyd here, the people out there, it's possible, nothing will happen to them. They will just come out, they will break those machines and they'll come out unscathed, yeah?
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Because if it happens now, what are you going to say? You're going to swallow your words. You're only going.
Is it possible tomorrow you grow wings, yeah? Is it possible tomorrow?
How do you know it's not going to happen? How do you know?
Human logic again.
Human logic, right? Based on your limitation. Because you haven't experienced it, you're going to use what you've experienced. So
in fact, brother, it is possible. Lloyd actually doesn't have any brains in the skull and is still thinking. It's possible. It's possible.
So that's nothing to do with.
Is it possible according to him?
That's
May I ask that question? May I ask? It sounds shocking to many, but may I ask? Is it possible?
You make up stuff anytime
wait.
You said
Lloyd.
When did we?
Lloyd.
I wasn't there.
Please.
Based on reality, I owed you £1,000.
Is it possible? Is it possible, in your understanding, in your human logic, it's possible?
It's our human logic.
In our human logic, is it possible, Lloyd, that inside your skull there could be no brains and you can still think, right?
I don't know.
It's possible.
Why would I make such a claim like that?
But is it possible?
I don't know everything. You know everything.
Is it possible?
No, I should ask you. Is it possible?
No,
you've met every single human being on the planet.
I haven't met, but I can say it's not possible.
Jupiter, Mars, you've been to all galaxies.
No, I haven't been there, but I can be pretty certain.
Years, you know.
I'm telling you.
You know,
I haven't been there.
Of the whole universe, so we should all listen to you. Everyone listen to
Lloyd,
him.
can you just one time,
listen to him.
Once more confirm. Once more confirm. It's possible in your reasoning. There's a minute chance that inside your skull there is no brains and you can still think.
But you've made up that concept.
I'm asking you. I'm asking. Is it possible?
Anything's possible.
Did you hear that?
Subhanallah.
It's possible.
Wow. Anything's possible.
So that is what we say when people really are not in a real bubble of reality. This is what happens to the perspective of life.
That's what I should be saying to you.
Look, if you use...
Because you're using your experience and everyone else's experience based on being human on your logic. But we're human. So...
How do you think we're all human? How can you we're all human?
Wait, but unless you're telling me that...
This can be someone who's a alien from another planet.
Unless you're telling me we're the only humans in this universe, you can't make this claim.
Is it possible
that
you're not speaking to us?
Dead.
Is it possible you're not speaking to us?
But before I answer this question, are we the only humans?
Is it possible you're not
speaking to us? Are we the only
to
humans in this universe?
Are you speaking to me?
Are we the only humans?
Are you speaking
Are
to
we
me?
the only humans in this universe?
Are you speaking to me?
Can't answer.
I'm asking you.
This whole experience bring it back with sensors kind of
Humans.
I want to take this conversation.
It's ridiculous. Mars. Has anyone been to the moon here? And the moon is just there. Has anyone been there? No.
Why are you arrogant enough to think you're a human?
That we know everything.
Why are you so arrogant enough to think you're a human?
Have you been to?
No.
No. Say it again.
Why are you arrogant enough to think you're a human?
I don't know I'm a human.
So why do you call yourself human?
I assume I'm a human. I assume. But who taught me I was a human? I went to school. They said you're a human. This is your heart. This is your lungs. Blah blah blah. We all went to school, right? So they told you. So we believed it.
So before you went to school,
because
you
we're
didn't think you were
humans.
It's possible he has no heart,
you had
no
lungs
lungs,
when you
no
were 2.
kidneys,
I knew
because
I was a
somebody told
human
him.
before going to school.
How did you know if you can't speak?
Did
You had a
think
gum in your
dog when you
mouth.
went to school?
So you knew you was a human and you had a gum in your mouth.
So
you
went
could barely
when you
walk.
went to school, you thought you were a dog, and then they convinced you were a human?
But you didn't even know what a dog was. So how can you
well,
say
that's
you're a
like
dog?
all of these things are
Anyway, that's my
It's like
question.
what a physical human body
Yeah.
actually is
Can I
different from
can I ask you a question? Is it possible to have organized information? Like example, a literature. Do you have a book in your hand? Can I borrow that book, whatever that is?
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
He assumed
Look,
it's a
look,
book.
look. It's got lots of text. Yeah?
He assumed.
Is it
He said
possible
whatever it is.
without intelligence agency, which has intelligence, that all the information content can come by just mere chance?
But what is intelligence?
I'm asking this gentleman a question.
I think so.
It's possible, yeah? So you're saying information content like this, structured sentences and phrases, whole chapters, it's possible that they can be gathered together
By humans.
and make sense without any intelligent agency. If you have letters of the alphabet, A to Z, and you just mix it in a big warehouse, blow some air, and then open the door, and guess what? All the letters align together and produce a chapter like that.
If you run enough times a randomized version of that,
But
might be
why
an
should you ever been to space?
but
You've never been to the moon.
by
You ain't
chance,
been nowhere.
it is possible.
So by chance, you ever seen anything happening ever in your life?
See, have you ever seen anything happen?
Have you?
That have likely to have happened.
Have you ever seen? Now let's do
Oh,
it.
see, he's trying to cut you
Let's
off.
now
You hit something.
let's now really realistic. Have we ever seen?
Realistic. He's realistic.
Yeah, so this is where
Have you ever?
where
No,
God
have
is
what's your name?
flawed.
Felipe.
Felipe. Have you ever observed information of this nature gathered together ever? Have
you ever
anyone?
observed?
Has anyone?
Not this nature.
Has
Said,
anyone
have
observed?
you ever observed human experience?
But this is
So
what
do you
we were
understand what we
talking
call
about.
inductive logic and deductive logic? That's the
what he's-
problem.
what
But
he's
it's
saying-
man-made.
No, that's not the
So
problem.
That is
That's
the
not
problem.
It's human made.
What he's
So
saying
you,
is
it's a
that
problem
the-
regardless
the-
because it's made by humans.
Is the sun
cosmos-
going to be up there tomorrow? Do
But
we
you've
have?
never been to Mars, so why are you talking about the sun?
Do you think the sun will be raised? Felipe, go
Do
ahead.
you work for NASA? Have you been any? Have you left this planet?
Felipe, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Let him finish.
No,
I don't
he's
like
No,
cutting people
no.
off.
I am listening to you.
So, okay.
Go
But
ahead.
he hasn't left
So what he
anywhere,
was
and he's
saying-
dictating like knowledge. As if
What he was saying is that the universe is so big that because it's so big, there is a possibility that somewhere, like
How do
in
you
the
know so big?
universe- Huh?
How do you know it's so big?
Well, we've
Human
observed
logic.
it.
Huh? Why are you trusting your observation? Because your observation is limited.
So you say there's no you?
That is correct. That
so
is
you
correct.
agree with
So
us?
don't.
but
Why are you
you
assuming it's so
disagree
big?
with us.
So this is
Disagree
where I want to
with
take the
us.
conversation.
Why are you
now.
agreeing
The experience
with your
of
observation?
observation
Wait.
He said our
Hang
observation
on.
is limited. He just agreed
Here
with
are
us.
people.
Why is our observation limited?
Can we
Because we're
take some points from
humans.
there? You're saying
Debate
you
over.
trust your observation and your experience. Is that what you're telling me?